Actually, our big fear was that we would miss somebody, and our apologies for the oversight. I want to make a couple of comments as we close this segment of the program tonight. First of all, thanks to all of the co-publishers for your being here, number one, and number two, for your support. As has been alluded to, it was probably 15 months ago or so that we sat down, or a group of us had a conference call to try and get this thing up and going. And out of that conference call, we had two specific goals. First goal was to commemorate a great era in Denison football history and the leader of our program for over 40 years. Our second goal was to support the current Denison University football program. You, as co-publishers, have accomplished both. Congratulations, great work. Our intermediate goals, as had been alluded to, is we hope to get 50 co-publishers at $500 each. And we started basically late November, early December. Things were sort of quiet about Christmas. And by the middle of February, we had close to 70 co-publishers with a few emails, some phone calls, and a couple of U.S. Post Office mailings. So you all stepped up to the plate. We raised $35,000 as opposed to $25,000. And tonight, when we planned for this program, we felt we would be lucky if we would have close to half of the 70 co-publishers here. The last count I had was we had well over 40. So you, as football alumni, have stepped up to the plate and made good things happen. I've had the opportunity to view Denison football from many angles over the last 5 decades. Without doubt, we have the most supportive and passionate football alumni as any school in Division III in the country. And much of the tradition and the success of the Piper era was built on the support of our alumni. One of my earliest recollections took place almost exactly 50 years ago to the day. It was the Friday before our first game. We were doing the traditional walkthrough in the stadium. And I looked over on the sideline, and I saw 2 older gentlemen watching practice. At the time I thought they were old. They'd graduated in 1915. But I did the math, and they're about the same age I am today, standing up here before you. So we won't call them older gentlemen, we'll call them distinguished gentlemen. These 2 gentlemen were Dave Reese and George Radebush. I'm sure those of you who are around here in the 60s remember both of them. They were just 2 of the many alums who we would see at practices, at games, and at campus get-togethers, especially the many parties at the Piper household after games. Incidentally, Dave Reese was one of the key people in the early days of the Mid-American Conference and helped me get my start in coaching. So I have a great feeling toward our football alumni. Keith capitalized on our alumni. And now more than ever, as we compete in the NCAC, our alumni support is needed. And that support can come in a lot of different ways. It can come in the form of helping with recruiting, identifying athletes in your area that you may know, and you're getting a hold of the coaches and letting them do their thing in terms of the evaluation. It can come in the placement of our graduates once they go through our program and graduate and are out in the working world. It can be in the form of attending practices and attending games. If you're in Granville, coming to a game, stopping by practice and seeing Coach Hayden and the coaches and the kids. Or if the Big Red happens to be played in your area of the country, making sure that you go and support our teams. And finally, financial support. And as Nan and the athletics department identify needs that fall outside of the operating budget, the annual operating budget, we need to step up to the plate and help fill that void. Our support is greatly needed in continuing the tradition established during the Piper era. Thank you for all you've done to make this night possible, and I urge you to continue your support. Thank you much.